My uncle sent me to a home where I was abused. 15 years later, I'm about to expose the truth.
They told us not to speak when adults were talking, but I remember the night I stopped being a child because of what Mr. Ogbonna did and how no one heard me. I was 13 when my uncle sent me to Lagos to work as a housemaid for a family in Lekki. You'll go to school there, he said. Help them, learn small, eat well. He left out the part where I'd wake up at 4 a.m., sleep on the floor beside the kitchen, and flinch every time I heard footsteps behind me. Mr. Ogbonna was a rich man, the kind whose shoes cost more than my village church's offering for the whole year. To outsiders, he was generous and God-fearing, but at night, when his wife was out or asleep, he'd call me to his study. He'd whisper threats with alcohol on his breath. If you tell anyone, I'll send you back to your village and have them deal with your family. I believed him, because in Nigeria, men like him don't go to prison, they go to church. The abuse lasted 2 years. When I turned 15, he accused me of stealing his wife's gold chain and threw me out. I begged on the street for weeks before a kind woman who sold akara took me in. She fed me and later helped me get back into school. She never asked what happened. She didn't have to. She'd seen it all before. I worked my way through school, sold sachet water after classes, tutored kids on weekends, ate once a day, but I made it. I studied mass communication at UNILAG, graduated with a first class, and by 28, I was a senior investigative reporter at one of the top newspapers in Lagos. That's when I saw him again. A glossy magazine had his face on the cover. Chief Ogbonna, Philanthropist of the Year. I almost dropped the paper. My hands shook. There he was, smiling, powerful, celebrated, unbothered. Something in me snapped. I started digging. Quietly, I found 3 other girls who worked in his house over the years. Different villages, same story. Some had children. Some had trauma so deep they stammered through interviews. But they spoke. For the first time they spoke. When the story broke, it was like throwing fire into dry bush. The internet exploded. His name trended. The NGO world came calling. Politicians distanced themselves. His lawyers threatened me. My landlord received calls. My editor was offered millions, but I didn't back down. The truth is, I was terrified. Every day, I checked over my shoulder, but I told myself, if I keep quiet, I become him, someone who uses silence as a weapon. He was arrested last month. No trial yet, but the world now sees him for who he is. People keep calling me brave. I don't feel brave. I feel angry. I feel tired, but I also feel free. To any girl reading this, trapped in silence, I believe you. And someday, when you're strong enough, tell your story, even if your voice shakes, especially if it does, because silence protects monsters, and we've stayed quiet long enough.